Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Hello and welcome to high school baseball. It is a district sectional semifinal game here between the Southern Tornadoes and the Portsmouth Clay Panthers. Brian Allen here with Rick Ash, and boy, trying to get my wits about me here, but we are just about ready to start here, Rick, about maybe 5 minutes away as I go through the ground rules. And I think we're in for a good one here. Two teams with similar records. I'm thinking Southern at, what was it? You had them at 12-8. Portsmouth Clay coming in with a similar record. And I think we're in for a good contest today. The winner will head on to Paint Stadium on Saturday morning.
It's a 10 o'clock game, Brian, and they will play the winner of the first game, which was South Webster and Fairfield. The Jeeps win that one by a score of 11-1. And what we have witnessed as our second 1 hour baseball game, as we saw one, we did the Unioto New Lexington game. Julian, if you remember, that was a 1 hour game, 11-1, 11-0 in that game, and 11-1 here. Ended pretty early, so we were waiting to see if they were going to start right at 4:30, but the umpires and the coaches are out there having their meetings, so it looks like we're going to start here pretty quickly. We'll turn it over to Brian for the starting lineups for both teams.
All right, we'll start with the visiting Southern Tornadoes, who will bat first, and they'll start it off with the leadoff hitter, center fielder Zach Thomas. In the two-hole, a little bit of a change here for the Tornadoes with the injury to Anthony Hoobrey. In left field, batting second will be number 21, Cooper Diddle. In the three spot, number 22, the DH, Carson Ryder. Batting cleanup, number 34, catcher Griffin Thomas. Batting fifth at first base, number 13, Will Smith. Batting sixth and pitching tonight for the Tornadoes, number 4, Brandon Laudermilk. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 43, Hunter Jarrell. In the eighth spot, the shortstop, number 8, Landon Smith, and batting ninth, playing second base. And I believe this is his first game back from injury, number 7, Jake Wickline, at second base, batting ninth for the Tornadoes.
This pregame brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler.
And for the Portsmouth Clay Panthers, it'll be leading off. We're going to have the national anthem here.
We'll just keep it right here.
Okay.
With the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back. We'll go through the Portsmouth Clay lineup as they'll lead off with their pitcher, number 9, Evan Ryder. In the two spot at first base, number 1, Aiden Ball. Batting third, playing left field, number 22, Zane Ball. In the cleanup spot, it's in center field, number 6, Dawson James. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 8, Isaiah Witt. Batting in the sixth spot, playing third base, number 20, Cade Munyon. Batting seventh, number 4, second baseman Aiden Scheckert. Batting 8th in right field, number 12, Corey Williams. And batting 9th, playing shortstop, number 17, Landon Sinclair. And so a chance at the district final on the line, a chance to go to Paint Stadium on Saturday morning. And so big games as we get in these tournament settings. And
Eastern's at Adina, and they probably already started that ball game. That was a 4 o'clock start, and I believe that was the first game. Peyton Melican and his crew down there calling out here on Total Media Sports YouTube also. So big day here for the Meigs County team. Southern here in Logan, and our Eastern Eagles down in South Point. So both teams, if they do advance to the VA Paint Stadium, Eastern would play the 4 o'clock game, as the brackets say, and as we said, it'll be South Webster versus the winner of this ball game. Hopefully it'll be the Southern Tornadoes at 10 in the morning on Saturday, May 31st, coming up in a couple days.
And now for the Panthers of Clay.
So right now the PA announcer introducing the
Leading off and
starting lineups for both teams, getting the Clay Panthers now as they head out to the infield. And you don't see us too often, but Brian, number 9, Evan Ryder, is the pitcher, and he's also leading off.
yeah, and it looks like a right-handed pitcher, Evan Ryder. So righty versus righty in this one, with Brandon Laudermilt going for the Tornadoes. Evan Ryder for the Panthers.
Third base, number 20, Cade Munyon.
Cade Munyon being introduced.
Isaiah Witt behind the plate.
Playing second base, number 4,
And around the infield for the Panthers,
batting 8th and playing right field, number 12,
it'll be
Corey Williams.
number 20, Cade Munyon. At third place, Landon Sinclair, number 17, at shortstop. At second base, number 4, Aiden Shackard. And at first base, number 1, Aiden Ball. And around the outfield, left to right, 22, Zane Ball. In left, number 6, Dawson James in center. And number 12, Corey Williams in right field. So we're just moments away. And we recognize a couple of the 3 umpires in this game.
Pat Taylor will be behind the plate, and on the bases somewhere is our good buddy John Hanlon. He's at first base.
First base, okay.
And I don't know the gentleman at third. But we're not too far away from the start of this game, so we're going to start maybe 5 or 6 minutes early, and that's fine with us. We're about ready to go. And as we said, Southern wins this ball game. They'll play against South Webster, who defeated Fairfield by a score of 11-1 in a game that only lasted 1 hour, just like the New Lex and Unioto game that we called on Tuesday. Started at 2 and ended at 3. And same as we had here today in game 1.
Jeeps have had a very impressive set of seasons this year with the boys. Of course, the basketball team, a couple years now in a row, has made a nice run. And
well, they have very good athletes, as you just mentioned. I was getting ready to say that the basketball team, a deep tournament run, and so a lot of athletes, and we saw them put up 11 runs in a heartbeat in 4 innings here as well. We just arrived. They just needed 3 outs. They got them, and that game was over before we even got our chairs out.
All right, we're ready to go. Evan Ryder has his warm-up tosses in, and here comes Zach Thomas leading it off for the Tornadoes, batting left-handed.
If you'd like to check sometime during the game on the Eastern game, you can check that out. You have to go back and search on YouTube, Total Media Sports, Eastern versus Adina.
I suppose you could open separate tabs and have them both running at the same time.
I guess you could.
Bunt attempt, and it's going to go
I
foul.
couldn't. I'm not that smart.
I think you could even stick it on split screen.
Split screen, yeah, you probably could.
Put a tab on each side, and there you go. So 0-1 the count to Zach Thomas.
I'm not sure I could do that, but I can write cursive. That's a standing joke between Brian and I.
0-1 the count. Evan Ryder, here he goes from the windup. Here's the pitch showing bunt again, this time high and wide. Evens the count at 1-1. I was watching the warm-up pitches. Evan Ryder missing high. He was sailing some of the pitches, so maybe a little bit of pregame jitters, a little bit of overthrowing. Showing bunt, and again it's high.
He went for that way out of the strike zone.
1-2 the count.
And he went efficient. Definitely that would have been 2-1 without a doubt.
And here's the 1-2 pitch. This one bounces in low. Now evens up at 2-2. Evan Ryder trying to find that strike zone. Now he's going to take a couple steps behind the rubber, clear his mind. And here's the pitch. That was a nice pitch, off speed, swinging strikeout. And one away in the top of the first. Cooper diddle.
And could just been easily a walk had he not went after that high pitch with a bunt attempt out of the strike zone.
That is not Cooper Diddle. That is Carson Ryder with, I'm confused here.
Yeah, that's not what we were given.
Yeah, Carson Ryder with Griffin Thomas on deck, so I'm not sure if maybe the order is incorrect. And Ryder's going to belt this one to center field.
Let me go check. Well, you'll have to fix it.
Yeah.
Let me go check with Branding.
Settling it under it and making the catch is Dawson James. So fly out 8 on the put out, and we'll try to get some clarification on the batting order as Griffin Thomas is stepping in. And now standing on deck would be Will Smith. So not sure if they just moved Cooper Diddle down to a lower part of the order. First pitch taken high to Griffin Thomas. 1-0 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Swing and a miss. Evens it up in 1-1.
All right, everything's correct. That was the DH batted.
Oh,
in
so
that spot.
Cooper Diddle's playing left field, but
You just write your DH in.
okay, so Carson Ryder
Carson.
is the DH for Cooper Diddle.
And you stuck him in the 3 spot, so I don't know what's going on now. Maybe just move everybody down into here.
Okay. So yeah, so just move him out.
You evidently wrote it down wrong.
And this is going to be caught by the first baseman. So Griffin Thomas pop out 3, and that'll do it for the Tornadoes. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Southern Tornadoes and the Portsmouth Clay Panthers. You're listening to high school baseball here on Total Media YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back, and it's time for the bottom of the first inning. It'll be the Clay Panthers coming up. They'll be Evan Ryder, Aiden Ball, Zane Ball. In the 4 spot, Dawson James, if they get that far. Southern went no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on in the first, nothing going there. And it's Southern nothing and Portsmouth Clay coming to bat.
Okay, now we got some clarification. In the 9 spot, it would be Wyatt Smith.
Well, he had it in the 10 spot, if you remember what we were given.
Right.
We just mark them down as they come up, I guess.
So I'm just going to have to jump everybody up and then stick Wyatt in there. So
Well, just erase and write them in when they come up.
Yep.
Or cross them off and put them into the next space. All right, Southern's lineup was out of whack and got changed, and we'll get it fixed for you. All right, Evan Ryder, the pitcher, will lead it off here for the Clay Panthers. Aiden Ball on deck.
Okay. We'll just work it on through as the batting order continues in future innings, and we'll get her. All right, so Evan Ryder pitching a scoreless first and now leading it off for the Panthers in the bottom of the first.
Winner takes on South Webster at 10 o'clock Saturday morning at the VA Paint Stadium.
First pitch put into play to the shortstop, Landon Smith, and it's going to get by. Base hit to lead it off on the first pitch. Landon Smith.
Landon had to move way to his right. If he knocks it down, Brian, there's no way to get him.
He made a sliding effort at stabbing the ball, just couldn't quite get to it. And it's a leadoff single to start. Aiden Ball, the batter.
Zane Ball on deck.
Aiden Ball batting left-handed. His first pitch swinging as well. He's going to swing through it for strike 1.
Yeah, a good fastball there by Brandon, and a great location, knee high. Pitcher's pitch right there.
Portsmouth Clay coming out very aggressive with the bats early. 0-1 pitch. Showing bunt, taking high. Snap through to first.
I believe they may have got him.
And very close, but no.
Did not.
Remember to try to get that.
As it was a close play. So 1-1 the count. Griffin Thomas with a good throw to Will Smith at first base.
It was very close.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. 1-2. Zane Ball on deck. Dawson James in the hole for the Panthers. 1 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Brandon's first few pitches, really good location, Brian, and that's where he's got to keep it. Knees to about 4 inches above it, and he'll have a great game.
Held it into center field. That one's going to drop in. Another hit. Everybody moves.
And Brian, once again, Brandon's pitch was a really good location. It was right at the knees, and he just went down there and golfed it in the center field. But that's where he's got to keep it. He'll be fine.
Zane Ball now the batter. 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning.
We're here at Logan High School. All turf field. Beautiful facility here.
Yeah, very nice. You get a lot of good true hops on the infield. Strike 1. And this is the kind of infield that infielders like to play on defensively.
But batters too, because those ground balls will scoot right through for you.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And that was a healthy cut there by Zane Ball.
Runners on first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. To the shortstop, Smith. They're going to go for 2. Make the play at second, not quite at first. All right, so
6-4.
6-4, yeah.
And the fielder's choice. And the good thing about that is they made sure they got the first out. Make sure you get the out, and they got it.
All right, so now runners on first and third with 1 out. Dawson James, the batter. Evan Ryder on third. Zane Ball on first. And Ball is going to head to second.
The Griff Thomas's throw at third was a nice throw and very, very close down to Wyatt Gerald. Or Hunter Gerald. Is that Hunter?
Hunter Gerald,
Hunter Gerald,
yes. So now runners on second and third with 1 out. Back to the pitcher. Laudermilk makes the catch.
Boy, if he could have got
Doesn't
out
have
of his
a play.
could have
Yep.
got out of his glove, He had Evan Ryder picked off at third on the force out, but just couldn't get it out. But made a nice stab right there. Runners at second and third with 2 out here in the bottom of the first, no score.
Line out 1 and Isaiah with the batter. Swing and a miss. So that pitch just moved away from the bat, down and outside.
5-hole hitter is Witt. He's the catcher. Squares the bunt, takes the pitch for a ball outside. And 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And Clay Panthers with runners at second and third.
And here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Cade Munyon on deck for the Panthers should Isaiah Witt reach.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Big pitch right here coming, Brian. Strikeout would be huge.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
He got
Swing
it.
and a miss. Nice location. Swinging strikeout. Both pitchers with a strikeout in the first inning. So for the Panthers, 2 hits, no runs, 2 left on base. And after 1 full inning of play, no score between the Southern Tornadoes and the Clay Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to Logan High School as we go into the top of the second inning. Tornadoes will start out sending up number 13, Will Smith, the first baseman. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Home National Bank, Robin Fowler, your local State Farm insurance agent, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Pomeroy, Erie 2171. Thank you so much for your support of Big Bend area baseball. Featuring the Southern Tornadoes, the Meigs Marauders, the Eastern Eagles.
All right, well, we're in the top of the second inning. It'll be 4-5-6. Will Smith, Brandon Laudermilk, Hunter Jarrell, as the Tornadoes were not able to get anything going in the top of the first. Strikeout, fly out, pop out. And for the Clay Panthers, they put 2 people on with 2 base hits, but they couldn't get anything out of it, as Brandon Laudermilk was able to get 2 outs with runners on first and third and 1 out. So give credit to Brandon Laudermilk, working through a couple base runners, getting out of the inning clean. And here we are in the top of the second inning. Will Smith with his first at bat.
Evan Ryder on the mound for the Clay Panthers.
Evan Ryder, here he goes. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed.
Wind blowing straight out to left, Brian. 320 down the line, 350 in left center, 375 to straightaway center, 335 to right center.
Taken high, evens the count at 1-1, as a lot of off-speed pitches here by Evan Ryder. First 2 pitches both taking a little off, swing and a miss. And there's the fastball. Now the count at 1-2.
All turf field.
And that's it. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the contest for Evan Ryder, and Brandon Laudermilk will come to the plate for his first at bat.
Pitcher number 4, Brandon
South
Laudermilk.
Webster defeated Fairfield in 4.5 innings in the first game. 11-1. That'll be the opponent of this game's winner.
Right over the heart of the plate, strike one. Now Evan Ryder starting to mix in the fastball a little more. This one taken high.
That might have been a knuckleball. I could see some threads on that one. Maybe a knuckle curve. You don't see that pitch too often, but I could see the threads on it.
1-1 the count.
I think he just threw it again.
Now 2-1 as he went. He dropped down a little bit on that pitch. Almost like a sidearm pitch.
Yeah, probably come back the fastball now. And he did.
And this one's super high. 3-1 now the count to Brandon Laudermilk. One out here in the top of the second. Nobody on for the Tornadoes. No score in the contest. Ball four. First walk of the game for either pitcher. Laudermilk heads to first base, and Hunter Jarrell will bat.
First base runner of the ball game for the Tornadoes. Jarrell steps in, right-handed batter. Third baseman for the Tornadoes.
On deck would be number 8, Landon Smith.
Pretty good lead at first base. Inches off a little further.
And here's a throw over.
And he drew Evan Ryder's attention finally.
Almost baiting him into making that throw over. See what his lead looks like this time. Another good, healthy lead. First pitch taken low, ball one.
You get that
Hunter
pitcher
Jarrell.
paying attention to you at first base, it can mess with his mind as far as throwing strikes. And he's not quite as big as he had the first time, but inching off.
Put into play. It's a base hit into right field. And Laudermilk streaking for third. So runners on first and third with one out. Similar situation to what we saw in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll see if the Tornadoes can cash in, as the Panthers were not able to. So with one out, runners on first and third. Landon Smith, the batter, with Jake Wickline on deck.
And we'll see if Coach Wickline sends Jarrell to second, and what Clay would decide to do with it. And there's a little pop-up to the third.
And a catch made. Nobody moves. And now with two outs, Jake Wickline, the batter. Pop out 5 on the put out for Landon Smith. Jake Wickline, the batter. And in the 9 hole on deck would be the right fielder, Wyatt Smith.
I know how he did his lineup now. I just figured it out. That was your 9 hole hitter, but he went 1, 2, 3 and put his DH, didn't put him in the same spot, which goofed us up a little bit.
1-0 the count. Outside now 2-0.
2 out here in the top of the second. No score. Southern threatening with runners at first and third.
2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike.
Oh my. That was.
Looked like maybe a hair high, but.
Maybe 2 hair high.
But called a strike.
That'd be 2 rabbits, wouldn't it?
2-1. Here's the pitch. This one definitely high, and now 3-1. Wyatt Smith on deck.
And then back to the top of the order.
3-1. Here's the pitch. Belted and
got a chance.
Stop with the throw, and it gets away. And 1 run will score. Jarrell heading to third. Here's the throw to second. He's safe. So it's a single. Well, no, it would be an error.
It's an error.
E6.
He had him thrown out.
It was a
G6.
two-base error.
Yep.
Wickline ends up on second. Laudermilt scores to make it 1-0. Hunter Jarrell heads to third. Wickline to second. And Wyatt Smith now the batter.
And 2 big runs out there, Brian. If they could get these in and take a 3-0 lead, that would be huge.
1-0. Laudermilt scores on the walk. It wasn't a leadoff walk, Rick, but it was a one-out walk. And Laudermilt comes around to score the first run of the game. Here's a pitch to Wyatt Smith, taken low, ball 1. As Evan Ryder really struggling with his location here early. Saw it in the first inning, now continuing into the second. Second and third, 2 outs. Strike called. Evens the count at 1-1. Strike called as the curveball comes in over the plate. Now 1-2. Top of the order, Zach Thomas on deck. Should Wyatt Smith reach? Here's the pitch. And that one fouled off of the catcher's mask. So the count remains to Wyatt Smith, playing right field, batting 9th in the order. And just outside, evens the count at 2-2. Very close. Little low, but definitely outside. 2-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 overall in the contest, but Southern scores the first run. They score 1 run off of 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 error, and 2 left on base. After 1.5 innings of play, we'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Tornadoes over Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Tornadoes leading. And it'll be 6, 7, 8 batters for the Panthers. Cade Munyon, Aiden Shackert, and Corey Williams. The 9-hole hitter, should any of them reach, would be the shortstop Landon Sinclair. As Southern scoring 1 run off of the throwaway at first base, the error by the shortstop.
Yeah, Sinclair fielded it nicely, just didn't make a good throw.
Now, Wickline, to his credit, was running the play out hard, and it would have been a close play. But Sinclair rushed the throw a little bit, and it went wide of the first baseman. Here's the pitch taken high to Munyon. The Panthers were able to get 2 runners on in the bottom of the first, but they were both stranded. As Brandon Laudermilt worked around those runners. There's a strike, evens the count at 1-1. A line out back to Laudermilt for the second out, and then a strikeout of Isaiah Witt to end the inning. And here's a hard hit shot. Shortstop Smith fields it, throws to first.
I think he got it.
And they're going to say pulled him off the base.
Yeah, I think the ball got there just in time, but it pulled him off the bag. So
I'm going to give a single. That would have been a close play.
I think that's an infield hit, Brian.
Yeah, I think so too.
Second baseman, number 4,
Aiden Shackert will bat. One on, nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning as both teams have managed to put base runners on. And it just depends on, can the pitcher get the outs? Oh, they got him.
They got him.
And the out is recorded on the pickoff. Griffin Thomas, we've seen that a couple of times now. That snap throw to first base. So a single, but then a pickoff.
Let's see what we got going on now.
Not sure.
Plate umpire was shouting something down, but the out stands is the main thing.
Ball called to Shackert, so 1-0 the count.
I think he was checking the count.
1-0, one out. And it's going to go out of play. Now 1-1. Corey Williams on deck, leading in the hole for the Panthers. 1-0. Tornadoes leading. Here's the pitch from Laudermill. Swing and a miss. Now one. So that pitch was low and outside, and Shackert went chasing. Here's the pitch. Inside. 2-2. Everybody on, one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Tornadoes leading 1-0. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game now.
And Brandon continues to have a great location with his pitches. That was another dandy right there.
Two outs, nobody on. Corey Williams will bat.
He's a lefty.
Tall, lean, left-handed hitter, yes. Swing and a miss, a healthy cut for strike one. Laudermill trying to wind up. Oh, just high. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Laudermill getting a lot of swing and miss this half inning on the fastball, right?
And he continues with great location.
1-2 pitch. And that time the off-speed pitch, another strikeout. 2 in the inning, 3 overall. And for the Panthers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. And we'll head to the top of the third inning. 1-0 Tornadoes over Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
Welcome back here, top of the third inning for the Tornadoes. It's the top of the order. 1, 2, 3 yet again. Zach Thomas, Carson Ryder, Griffin Thomas. As these three both went down in order to lead off the game in the top of the first. Strikeout, fly out to center field, and a pop out to the first baseman. The 3 outs recorded in the first. So now second time through the order. Let's see if the Tornadoes have a little bit more success here with the top of the order. Zach Thomas, a strikeout victim to lead off the game. Batting left-handed.
Zach Thomas.
Evan Ryder back out for his third inning of work. Tornadoes leading 1-0. They scored a single run in the second inning off of a single, a walk, and an error. Strike called as Thomas showed bunt. 0-1 the count. Thomas actually tried to bunt the very first pitch of the game, but fouled it off. He's going to show bunt again, takes this one high. As Cade Munyon charging hard from third base. One and one to count. Here's the pitch showing bunt again. He puts this one down. And the throw to first, and they're going to say no as the ball got away.
I think the ball got loose.
Yeah, but I believe that's another infield single for the Tornadoes. Is a perfectly placed bunt. Ryder had to charge that one hard and slide to the ground to get it as quick as he could. Zach Thomas with a lot of speed down the line.
Yeah, Evan really did a nice job of getting the ball. And as you said, he slipped a little bit, but did get the throw down. Now the coach...
I thought that the throw was actually right there, but the first baseman, I believe, dropped the ball.
Well, I think they're going to ask about was he running out of the runner's lane, and if he did, then he would be out if that's what they deem.
Well, you had an
neither
umpire right there.
Umpire called it. The home plate umpire didn't call it. Neither did the first base umpire, who was on the line.
Yeah, the first base umpire had a direct view of it.
But good try by the coach, and
they're going to say nope. And now he's going to go talk to the first base umpire.
And that's exactly what they're talking about, that he was out of the runner's box.
But, you know, that's kind of a...
Since the last 30 feet, it looks like.
They'll give you a little bit of wiggle room on that.
Now here comes the base umpire in. Not sure why he would be coming in, and he has really nothing in it, really.
And I think the point here is they're saying we just didn't see anything. We're going on with the play. But as I say, you know, you watch enough baseball, you'll see that. They'll give them a little bit of wiggle room along the lines.
You put something in the umpire's head now to be watching for.
So an infield single here to lead off the first inning, or the third inning, in Carson Ryder.
Throw over, everything's good at first.
And Carson Ryder, the batter, he flew out to center field in the top of the first inning. 1-0 Tornadoes leading. Pitch taken high.
Squares the bunt once again, pulls it back. So he's got the infield thinking about it, especially Munyon at third.
Yeah, I'm looking at Zach Thomas. He doesn't have a crazy lead at first base.
That is very, very average lead.
And here's the bunt.
Beautiful.
He gets it down, and they're going to slip on the play. Munyon was charging hard, can't make the play.
And I think we got another infield hit, Brian.
I think so, too. That was going to take a perfect throw. These bunts have been
what
just
a beautiful
right there.
bunt.
Exactly where you would want to place them. So now runners on first and second with nobody out, and Griffin Thomas, the batter. Griffin Thomas popped out to first baseman Aiden Ball to end the first inning. Now batting with 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the third.
Wind blowing out to the left. Pretty good little clip.
Evan Ryder just a million paper cuts here, right? As this one's going to get popped out of play. The Tornadoes really haven't hit anything hard.
Well, lots of what we call small ball. We had that slow grounder to short, those 2 bunts right there.
Probably the hardest hit ball was the Hunter Gerald single in between a first and second in the last inning. A sharp single. This one bounces in. And 1-1 the call. That was a nice stop by Isaiah
we
Witt.
might want to say the backstop is not real deep, and but it's deep enough that runners can advance to second, third if the ball will happen to get loose. And I think he called a balk.
Okay, ball called. Yeah, you're right. The runners are moving.
And I'm looking for the Clay coach. I think he separated his hands and then did not pitch. Coach here's not coming out and asking, so he evidently saw it. Clay's head coach evidently saw what happened.
Second and third, nobody out. And this is belted and over the shortstop's head, as I thought he had a good
Yep,
shot
that's
at
gonna
it.
get to the
That's
fence.
going to go clear to the fence. You're correct. It bounces off, and that'll be a 2-run.
Uh-oh.
Here's Griffin Thomas heading
He's
to
gonna
third,
make
and
it.
he's going to make it as he does in head first.
So that is a triple to left center, and that's one of the deepest. And that was a shot, and that's one thing about the turf field. Once it gets in the gap, it's going to go all the way to the fence. So that scores 2 more runs now. It's 3-0. And Will Smith at the plate, and he's got Griff Thomas at third with a head-first sliding triple.
Still nobody out. Will Smith, a strikeout victim in the second inning, takes ball 1. Here in the third is Southern putting 2 more on the board, 1 in the second, 2 here in the third. And this one will be out of play. Evens the count at 1-1. Brandon Laudermill on deck. Hunter Jarrell in the hole for the Tornadoes.
Right on the balk, Coach Crabtree did not come out and question the balk, so evidently he saw what happened.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, the fans are yelling, what was the balk? I mean, the umpires aren't going to explain it to the fans.
No.
As long as the players and the coaching staff understand, that's all that matters.
Well,
Inside, 2-2.
One thing I'd like to see is if you call it, just tell the young man what he did wrong.
Swing and a miss for a strikeout, 4th strikeout. And with 1 away, Brandon Laudermill will bat.
The pitch starts when you separate the ball and the glove. When it separates, and if he did that and didn't throw the ball, that would have been the ball call. But I'm not sure what happened.
Swing and a miss. Another strike. Hunter Jarrell on deck. Runner on third with 1 out.
Balk did allow an extra run to score, though. Without the balk, only 1 run in, but we have 2 in.
Pitch is high, evens the count, 1-1. Another one of those knuckle curve pitches there, Rick, and a lot of them have been high, not dropping down in the strike zone. Fouled away. 1-2. Hunter Jarrell on deck. Landon Smith in the hole for the Tornadoes, looking to add on to this 3-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning.
I used to dabble with the knuckleball back in the day. I never threw it well because they wouldn't let me pitch, but I could throw a knuckleball.
2-2 now the count.
It's a great off-speed pitch. You threw it again.
Low and outside, and the count runs full, 3-2. There have been a number of pitchers that have made careers out of that pitch. Of course, Tim Wakefield for many years with the Pirates and the Red Sox.
The Necro brothers.
The Necro brothers, yep. Jim Bouton had a nice late career with it.
And there it was again, this time a beautiful pitch. This is more of a knuckle curve.
Back-to-back strikeouts.
At least that's what it looks like to us from here.
Well, it starts high and it's supposed to drop down. That's the curveball aspect of it. And then, of course, if it's not spinning, then you'd call it a knuckleball.
That was a great pitch right there.
And there it is again.
There it is again.
And that time it dropped right over the plate. He's trying to get a feel for it, kind of get the control in. And it's getting better as the game goes on. 0-1 the count to Hunter Jarrell, who had a single his first time up. Now 0-2, another one right over the plate. Runner on third, now 2 outs. There's the fastball put in the play.
That's going to be tough.
That's going to be an RBI
Another
single.
infield hit. This time Hunter Jarrell, and the run scores, Thomas scoring. And Brian, if you're the Panthers, you got to say that is what, the 4th infield hit, I think.
Death by a million paper cuts, Rick. As the score now 4-0. Hunter Jarrell 2 for 2 now with a run scored and an RBI.
Base umpire now is calling time.
Oh, we're going to get a
pitching coach is going to come out.
Yeah, we're going to get a meeting on the mound here. As Landon Smith will bat. He popped out to third base in the second inning. Now batting in the third with 1 on and 2 outs.
Brian, it's really Evan Ryder is pitching a pretty good ball game. He did give up a couple base hits or 3 base hits, but we know the base hit to right was a good one. That triple there by Thomas, they evidently gave errors where we gave maybe an infield hit.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, Evans pitching a decent game. There's been 2 bunts, and then there's been 3 balls that's been infield hits on those slow rollers. We just saw another one.
Well, here's what I don't get. The hit by Hunter Jarrell was definitely a hit. It didn't touch anyone. So you're going to say that Griffin Thomas's hit over the shortstop was an error? The triple?
No, that was a triple.
Because I don't think it touched anything on him.
They got Southern 4 runs on 3 hits.
Oh, okay. They've got 3 hits for Southern.
Yeah, right there at the top.
And 4 errors for Clay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So they gave an error where we gave an infield hit. But
strike called. Some of these, I mean,
it can go either way.
They're close plays, and you could say if they do everything perfectly, they get an out, but that's not how you're supposed to judge
you got to look at it. If it's going to be a really tough play,
right, then
you rule it a hit.
It's supposed to be a routine play not made as an error.
I think we're right on our scoring. Time is called.
0-1 the count. Landon Smith will step out, and now he's back ready to go.
Tornadoes lead at 4-0.
2 outs, runner on first base. And there's that knuckle curve taken high, 1-1. You can tell when it's good, and when it's bad, which is really how the knuckleball kind of works.
Yep, we've seen him throw some dandies.
It's just the way that that pitch works. It's hard. It's a hard beast to master. And is that called a strike?
I think he called it the ball high.
Okay, ball high, 2-1.
Evan is asking, was it high? And he said yes.
All right, here we go. 2-1 to Landon Smith. Runner on first with 2 outs. Tornadoes with 3 in this inning. Fouled away. 2-2 now to Landon Smith. Hunter Jarrell is a player this year that's taken a nice step for the Tornadoes. I don't know, what as a junior, I mean, I think they had some expectations of improvement, of course, but he's taken a big leap this year. Very consistent hitter for the Tornadoes this year. This one's high. Count runs full at 3-2. 2 for 2 in this game.
4-0 Tornadoes.
He's kept the runners moving throughout. Full count. Here's the pitch. Taken on the outside corner. Strike 3. Backwards K. 6 strikeouts in the contest for Evan Ryder, but the Tornadoes, they score 3 runs off of 4 hits. And they're going to leave 1. And we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-0 Tornadoes leading the Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
All righty, welcome back to Logan High School. We go into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tornadoes, Brian, leading 4-0 now. 3 in the top of the 3rd, 1 in the top of the 2nd. Things looking good thus far. Brandon Laudermilk, if he can continue to keep that ball where he's been pitching it, it'll be tough for the Panthers.
9-1-2 for Clay. Sinclair, Ryder, ball. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Does Landon Sinclair, his first at bat of the game. And then it'll be back to the top of the order. 4-0, Tornadoes leading. Here's the pitch. Strike. Fastball right over the plate. Laudermill has located the fastball very well. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Another great pitch with great location.
Laudermill with 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Ryder had 3 strikeouts for 2 innings and recorded all 3 of his outs in the third via strikeout. And here's the first strikeout of this inning for Laudermill, 4th overall. Backwards K. And with 1 out, we'll head to the top of the order. Evan Ryder, who singled in the bottom of the first and was later stranded at third base.
If you remember, they had second, third, Brian. I believe
Second and third
with one out.
Yeah.
The next out was a line drive back to Brandon.
Yeah.
And got out of the inning.
And then a strikeout to end it. Strike right over the heart of the plate again as Laudermill is just really putting them right there. Evan Ryder, his opposing pitcher. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. This one hit hard, out of play. 1-2. Trying to move the outfielders a little bit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one right back up the middle. Smith has it over to first, and the out recorded 6-3.
Nice play there by Landon Smith. Had to move a good ways to his left. Got set and fired a strike over to Will for the out.
6-3 on the put out. Now 2 away. And Aiden Ball, the batter, he had a single as well in the bottom of the first inning and was later stranded. Or he was cut down in a fielder's choice to the next batter, actually. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two out, nobody on. Tornadoes leading 4-0. And this back to the first baseman, Will Smith. And he'll step on the bag. Ground out 1 unassisted. And Brandon Laudermill cruising. He has recorded 8 consecutive outs. And so after 3 innings of play, 4-0 Tornadoes. We'll head to the top of the 4th here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
And here we go, top of the 4th inning for the Tornadoes. And it'll be 8-9. And then back to the top of the order, 8-9-1. So Jake Wickline, Wyatt Smith, Zach Thomas.
I'll thank our sponsors for today's ball game, Home National Bank. Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent, Milliport and Gallipolis. And the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Pomeroy, RE 2171. Thank you so much for your support of Meigs County Baseball.
All right, Jake Wickline leads it off. He reached on an error in the 2nd inning, was stranded at second base, but that error led to the first run, as the throw over to first base was wide and would have come around and score on the play. fouled back.
Healthy cut there by Jake.
Jake from an injury, had a little bit of a shoulder issue there for a stretch of time, playing second base for the Tornadoes tonight.
Tornadoes defeated South Guy in the district quarterfinal to get Hare. It was a week ago.
Belted to third base, knocked down by Munyon. Throw over, and it's in time.
Boy,
nice play.
Wow, what a great play there by Cade Munyon to knock that down. And that's how you play third base, Brian, right there.
The ball was tagged. He had to release in front of him, made a good strong throw back over to first base.
Now, you won't play at third any better than that right there. Cade Munyon.
Wyatt Smith struck out to end the second inning. Takes this one high and inside for ball one. Want to know the count, then back to the top of the order. Zach Thomas on deck. Outside, ball two. 2-0 the count. One out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. It's this game moving right along. We're just shy of an hour in. Showing bunt, pulling back, taking a strike is Smith. 2-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Taken low. 3-1. Wyatt Smith with a chance here to reach first base. See if Ryder can put one over the plate, and he doesn't. This one very high, and that'll go for a ball and a walk, and that'll be the second walk. And it was a one-out walk of Brandon Laudermill in the second inning that led to the first run of the game as he came around on the error with Jake Wickline. And now top of the order, Zach Thomas, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Puts this one in play. It's sort of a swingy bunt. It's going to take a nice play. And they're going to say they got him. Wow.
Kevin Ryder with a beautiful play, moving off the mound to his right, and fired a strike over to his first baseman, Isaiah Witt. Or no, I'm sorry, over to Hayden Ball.
1-3 on the putout as Wyatt Smith moves to second on the play. Now with 2 outs, Carson Ryder looking for a hit and a 2-out RBI. Tornadoes leading 4-0, looking for more here. And they're going to run Wyatt Smith back to second base, not too close there. So they're going to move the second baseman over to cover. Now running back, here comes the shortstop in. And here's the pitch, and it bounces in, but a nice stop by Isaiah Witt. We've seen a couple of those, keeping the runners from moving by knocking the ball down. Now we're going to get a meeting on the mound between the catcher Witt and Ryder. 1-0 the count to Carson Ryder. Ryder with a D on the mound, Ryder with a T at bat. And poor the Ryders, and of course, you know, he has numerous brothers, and they all played sports, and they all had their last name butchered everywhere we went. Usually, and I heard it here too, the PA announcer will go with Reuter, so you'll hear that a lot. But Carson Ryder with a 1-0 count. And here's the pitch. Taken high, ball 2. As Evan Ryder really, well, he struggled throughout really with the control. We've talked about it frequently. Only 2 walks in the contest, but
he's thrown a lot of pitches.
Here's the pitch, and outside, ball 3. It's a 3-0 count to Carson Ryder. Griffin Thomas on deck, Will Smith in the hole. 3-0 the count. 2 outs, runner on second. Carson Ryder looking for a big hit here. Taken right there for the strike. Taking all the way on the 3-0 count. Now 3-1. Here's the pitch. Taken outside, and it's a walk. As Carson Ryder kind of getting a little...
Scoreboard was wrong. They had
Yeah.
a 2-1. It was 3-1.
I think there was a little confusion there. So
Yeah.
third walk of the game, second walk of the inning. So Ryder on first base, Wyatt Smith remains on second. And now with 2 outs, Griffin Thomas, who had a 2 RBI triple. And now we're going to get another meeting. Is that going to be it for Evan Ryder?
Landon St. Clair just about had that shot off the bat of Griffin Thomas, but it got over his head and rolled all the way to the 350 mark, scoring 2, and he ended up sliding in head first for a triple. So we'll see if Coach Crabtree decides to let Ryder go. Is he buying some time? He's going to wait for umpire Tabler to go out and break up the meeting. So the home plate umpire making his way out. And Coach Crabtree, I believe, is going to leave Ryder on the mound.
All right, runners on first and second with 2 outs. Griffin Thomas, the batter, had a 2 RBI triple his last time up. Later came around to score. And you'd like to see something similar to that in this at bat.
Well, any additional runs you can get are huge. It's 4-0 right now. And we're in the top of the 4th. So Clay still with 4 at-bats left, which is plenty of time. It only takes 1 inning, really. We had a 9-run inning here for Unioto on Tuesday.
And here's the pitch to Griffin Thomas. We're going to throw to first, and boy, just
That bout got loose.
Aiden Ball had to make a nice play to keep that one in his glove. First and second with 2 outs. Time called. Is Evan Ryder really taking his time?
Yeah, so Griff Thomas called time. It was granted to him by the home plate umpire, stepping out. Now he's ready to go.
And he's going to step off. And we're ready for the pitch. Here it comes. Taken high. 1-0. Griffin Thomas. Will Smith on deck. Should Thomas reach? Brandon Laudermill in the hole. Tornadoes leading 4-0 in the top of the 4th. 2 on, 2 outs. And they've got him picked off, and the throw over, and they're going to tag him. So Wyatt Smith thrown out.
Yeah, Griff Thomas will lead off the top of the 4th, or the top of the 5th.
And so for the Tornadoes, they score no runs off of no hits, 2 walks, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-0 Tornadoes over Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
And welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning. Brandon Laudermill still out there, and you had a score update from the Eastern contest.
Yeah, from South Point, tied at 2-2. Eastern batting in the bottom of the 7th.
So if
Eastern, the number 1 seed, and I think the consensus was that they would win this one going away, but high school baseball, you never know.
Yeah.
So they're tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Eastern wins. They will play the winner of the second game there, and that'll be at 4 o'clock at Payne Stadium on Saturday. Right now, they are tied in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's at Point Baseball Facility on Salida Road there in South Point.
4 or 5 batters here for the Isaiah Witt. Zane Ball reaching on a fielder's choice, and later stole second, but was stranded there. This was all in the first inning. Takes a strike to start the 4th. Brandon Laudermilt, 2 base runners in the first inning, but retiring in order from there.
This is a big inning right here. They are in the meat of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Get through this and then have the bottom of the order up in the 5th inning.
Taken outside. I thought the count was 0-2, but they're showing 2 and 1. So I thought the count would be 1-2 after that ball, but I don't know. Guess we'll find out here in a second, maybe. Fouled off. Now the count showing 2-2. See if we get clarification here from the umpire. No. All right, we're going to go with 2-2. It's either 2-2 or 1-2.
Yeah, the scoreboard was wrong in the last inning, but
yeah,
usually when I was behind the plate, if I saw the scoreboard wrong, I would go ahead and hold my hands up and indicate.
Yeah.
Which he hasn't done, so maybe the count is correct.
Swing and a miss on the strikeout, so regardless, 5th strikeout of the contest for Brandon Laudermilt, and he is just mowing them down.
Well, Brian, the difference in the ball game right now is Evan Ryder throwing a lot of pitches, and Brandon Laudermilt is just has just great location and a good fastball.
Half swing, but it counts.
There it was again.
As Laudermilt has retired 9 out of the last 10 batters that he has faced.
Plate umpire calls time, and Brandon in the middle of his pitch.
To Dawson James, he lined out back to Laudermilt in the first inning. Popped up. Is this one in play? Laudermilt's going to come in and make the catch. Okay, so pop out 1. Laudermilt has recorded the out both times against Dawson James, a line out and a pop out. And now Isaiah Witt, the batter, he struck out to end the first inning. Now 2 outs.
Well, if he can get through 3, 4, and 5 right here, this would be huge.
And this one's hit right back to Laudermilt. He's going to glove it, take the toss over to first.
And Dawson James slipped in the box coming out, so an easy toss over by Laudermilt.
1-3 on the put out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Still 4-0 Tornadoes over Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
5 batters for the Tornadoes coming up. Griffin Thomas, Will Smith, Brandon Laudermilt. And
Thomas was at the plate during the pickoff, which was the 3rd out.
Thomas with a 2 RBI triple in his last at bat. Later came around to score. Brandon Laudermilk with a walk and a run scored as well. And so this middle of the order has been very productive. Should anybody reach, Hunter Jarrell would bat, and Hunter Jarrell is 2 for 2 with an RBI. So 3, 4, 5, 6, very productive for the Tornadoes, and that's what we're looking at here in this top of the 5th inning.
We'll get you an update on the Eastern game as soon as Hayden Milliken calling that game down South Point for Total Media Sports. So as soon as he's doing the play-by-play, so as soon as they get an inning break, we'll get that score updated. The last we heard, they were in the bottom of the 7th inning, Eastern batting, with the score tied at 2.
Evan Ryder remaining on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Ryder taking his time. Here we go. And it's another shot, this time to right field, and it's going to drop in for a single.
Yep, that's a base hit.
And it's Griffin Thomas on base yet again. That was a dying single to right field, and Corey Williams made a nice play on the ball, diving attempt at it, but just could not quite haul it in. Will Smith now the batter. Smith is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 on, nobody out. As the Tornadoes have now had a base runner in 4 consecutive innings. Throw over to first base, not in time.
Ball actually got loose as Thomas back in head first. And still blowing out to left.
Swing and a miss. There's that knuckleball.
A nice knuckle curve there again.
And when it looks good, it just, it moves and dances, and the hitter just has no chance. It makes you look silly swinging. There's the fastball high. Count now 1-1. Thing about a pitch like that, too, it makes your fastball look like it's going about 100 miles an hour.
Right.
In comparative terms, it just makes your fastball so much more effective. This one bounces away, and that's going to send Griffin Thomas to second base on the wild pitch. Now 2-1 to Will Smith.
Yeah, that ball hit back here at the backstop, Brian, and just went straight
just died,
down.
Yeah.
Died here in the concrete.
Concrete there, and I guess it just takes all the spin out, and it just dies there. Swing and a miss. Now 2 strikes. 2-2. Brandon Laudermilk on deck, followed by Hunter Jarrell. Griffin Thomas now on second base. It's Will Smith trying to put one in play here. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout.
Well, a beautiful pitch right there by Evan Ryder. That was a dandy.
And that'll be strikeout number 7. Brandon Laudermilk now batting, walked and scored a run in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 3rd. Now Griffin Thomas on second base with 1 away. And Griffin Thomas back to second. Really not with a big lead.
All right, just got an update. I want to thank Nate Carroll for this update. Eastern won 3-2 on a wild pitch in the 7th. Congratulations to the Eastern Eagles. They'll play Paint Stadium 4 o'clock on Saturday.
A walk-off wild pitch.
There you go.
It happens.
And it did. So they'll play I'm not sure who is in playing the 2nd game there, but that's who they'll play.
Strike on the first pitch.
Well, this ball game's going to play South Webster at 10 a.m. on Saturday. We'll have that one for you here on Total Media Sports.
Throw back to second, and I don't know, nobody's covering.
Shackert was off the bag And he had to throw it to him or throw it in center field.
It's very strange. Thomas doesn't have a big lead.
No, and he's not going to take any chances.
Popped up, and where's this at? It's shortstop. Sinclair.
And he
dropped it.
He did drop that.
Wow. Okay.
No, that is another error.
So E6, and that puts Laudermill at first.
Wait,
Griffin Thomas stays at second.
He was right. Landon was right under that and settled under it, and all of a sudden the ball just popped.
Had a couple chances at it, actually. It popped up in the air, and he tried to grab it again, but just could not. So runners on first and second with one out. And Hunter Gerald, the batter, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. And more runners on. So this one's going to end up out of play, off top of the dugout. 0-1 the count to Hunter Gerald. Uh, 0-1, 1 out, 4-0 Tornadoes leading here in the top of the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch. This one's low. Evens the count at 1-1. Beautiful facility out here. The softball field and baseball field, both very nice.
Umpired a lot of softball games there. It's 185 all the way around.
And that pitch low and outside. Now 2-1. Landon Smith on deck. Jake Wickline in the hole for the Tornadoes. It's 2-1. 2-1 the count to Hunter Gerald. And this one hit to right field. The catch is made, and they're going to get the double play.
And they did.
As Laudermill a little too far off the base there. And so fly out 9 for Hunter Gerald. And then doubling up on Laudermill.
9-3.
And that'll do it here for the top of the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th for the Tornadoes. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. So here we go, bottom of the 5th inning. 4-0 Tornadoes on Total Media YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 6, 7, 8 batters for the Clay Panthers. Cade Munyon, Aiden Shackert, and Corey Williams. Cade Munyon 1 for 1 with a single and later picked off. And
Brian got an update here as far as the second game in South Point. Eastern will play either Huntington or Manchester, the winner of that game, at 4 o'clock, allowing 3 hours between games. So Southern will play at 10. Then there'll be a game in between that. The next game will be at 1 o'clock, and then Eastern, Huntington, or Manchester at 4. So let's see if the Tornadoes can hold on.
And this one fouled off to Cade Munyon. Cade Munyon 1 for 1 with a single and picked off afterwards. Shackert with a strikeout, Corey Williams with a strikeout, Landon Sinclair with a strikeout. Those are the next 3 batters. And they're going to say he went strike 2, 0-2 to Cade Munyon. And Portsmouth Clay with 3 hits in the game as this one's fouled straight back.
I want to thank Nate Carroll for all that good information from South Point. Eastern wins at 3-2 on a walk-off wild pitch in the bottom of the 7th. They'll play the winner of the second game, Huntington or Manchester. Southern will play South Webster if they can hold on here today with this 4-0 lead here in the 5th.
And that's a swing and a miss. Strikeout called. Nate Carroll. Is there a single Eastern contest that Nate Carroll does not attend?
He's either down there or listening to us.
He's a good buddy of mine. I like Nate Carroll. Every time I see him, I sit and talk sports with him wherever we're at.
Aiden Shackert at the plate.
First pitch outside, ball 1 to Aiden Shackert. Want to know the count? Fine coach as well, Mr. Carroll.
And really good softball umpire. He's going to help us with some football games coming up this year.
Referees a lot of Biddy League basketball. Always good at that, too. He's just always around. Everything Eastern, he's there. 2-0 the count to Shackert. There's a strike. 2-1. I thought that was a strike. I don't know. They're going to say maybe it was a little outside corner. That one definitely a ball. Now 3-1 the count. We don't have a view behind home plate, but you can kind of get a feel for the strike zone.
Yeah, you just got to watch a catcher's glove. They normally set up in the strike zone.
And foul ball. Now the count runs full at 3-2. 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tornadoes leading 4-0. As the Tornadoes really have had some chances to add on. You know, some sloppy play here and there. And that one fouled off as well. As Southern had a base runner picked off to end the top of the 4th inning with runners on. And then Brandon Laudermilk doubled off a first on a fly out to end the top of the 5th inning with runners on. And that actually tags the batter. Yeah, it was a 3-2 count, so a ball would have sent him to first, but hit by pitch is the call.
Yeah, it was a walk either way.
Shackert heads to first, and Corey Williams will bat.
8-hole hitter, followed by Landon Sinclair in the 9 spot.
And that breaks a streak of 9 straight batters tired by Laudermilk. Showing bunt, he puts it down.
He's to get the out first.
And the throw over to first.
And he does not.
And drops the ball.
Oh, my.
First and third, so that would be, I'm going to call E3 on that. Was that the first baseman or second baseman?
I couldn't tell, but there was an error.
I think that was the first baseman, so E3 is the call there.
Southern's going to have a conference on the mound.
First and third now with Shackert heading to third on the air. Corey Williams remaining at first with 1 out. Clay threatening again. Now, we saw this in the first inning. Clay had base runners on first and third with 1 out. Later, second and third with 1 out. And they were stranded on a line out back to the pitcher and a strikeout.
Pinch hitter here for Clay.
Okay.
Number 11, Caden McKenzie.
He'll
Number 11.
Sinclair. Okay,
Caden McKenzie.
Number 11.
Batting for the shortstop, and I'm sure Landon Sinclair will go back and play shortstop. I would just about bet that's going to happen.
Okay, so Caden McKenzie getting the at-bat.
And what should have been an easy second out is not.
Yeah, you'd have a runner on second with 2 outs. Instead, you've got first and third with 1 out.
Yep.
It looked to me like the defender was just a little late getting to first base.
Well, I'm not sure who he threw it to. Our view of first base is not real great here. And it almost looked like he was throwing it to the Southern second baseman, but I'm not sure what happened.
Hitting for the Panthers, number 11, Caden McKenzie.
Caden McKenzie, the batter. Strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch for strike 1.
McKenzie's first look at Brandon Laudermilk as he pinch hits here in the 9 spot for the shortstop, Landon Sinclair.
Evan Ryder on deck for the Panthers. And here's the 0-1 pitch. And Laudermill will step off.
Remember, they had second and third there in the, I think it was the first inning, wasn't it?
Yes.
Second, third with one out and could not score.
Showing bunt. And fouling it off. 0-2 now the count to Caden McKenzie.
Right now, you don't worry about the guy at third, Brian. You get an out wherever you can get it. If the run scores, so be it. But you'll give that run up for an out.
First and third with one out. Tornadoes leading 4-0. Clay threatening here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Put into play to the shortstop. That should score a run, but they're going to go home with it. And he's out. He is definitely out.
They got him.
So Landon Smith, boy, so 6-2 on the putout.
Really surprised he threw that ball home. He had a force.
I will say
second.
This, though, Aiden Shackard got a very late break on that. He should have been moving on contact there, Rick, but he didn't take off for home until Smith had the ball in his glove. And so Smith sensed that and was able to make the throw.
It wasn't even close at home.
6-2 as Shackard has gunned down. So McKenzie stays at first. And Williams moves to second. Now with two outs, we're back up to the top of the order. Evan Ryder.
Big play there by Landon Smith, and Griff Thomas holds on the tag.
Strike on the swing. And, so Southern does not concede the run, which I'm sure Landon Smith would have if he had seen that Shackard got a quicker break to home.
Well, if he saw that out of the corner of the eye, it was a great job.
Inside, evens the count at 1-1.
I thought he was just going to flip it to second for the force out and let the run score, but he fired it home, and it was a perfect throw. And Griff with the tag out in front of up the line a few feet.
And Laudermill does it again, belted right back to him. Line out one as he just flipped the glove up and said, looky what I found. And that'll do it. So again, Brandon Laudermill pitches through traffic. And for the Panthers, they score no runs off of no hits. A hit batsman and an error. And they're going to leave two on. And we'll head to the top of the sixth inning. Score remaining 4-0 Tornadoes here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
And here we go, top of the sixth. Tornadoes leading 4-0. Landon Smith, Jake Wickline, Wyatt Smith, 7, 8, 9 batters.
I saw the Coach Crabtree when he came off, he mouthed to the home plate umpire, can't get a break, and he's right, because we were talking, the triple by Thomas almost was caught by Sinclair. Then it goes all the way to the fence and scores two. Brandon Laudermill's caught two line drives. If those things get through, that's more runs, and this game could be. And then all the little numbers in the infield, the little Texas leaguer to right, everything has gone Southern's way right now, perfectly Southern's way. And Brandon Laudermill pitching a nice ball game.
Yeah, he's, both of those lineouts were just shots right back to him, and he's just been able to flip the glove out and make the catches. And, a pitcher that can field his position, you talk about that a lot. It's a difference maker, Usually pitchers just kind of get out of the way and don't want to have any part of fielding plays, but Brandon Laudermill has made a couple of gems.
Yeah, two great catches.
Landon Smith 0 for 2 with a pop out to third baseman Munyon and a strikeout. Looking to get the Tornadoes going here in the sixth. He's showing bunt, fouls it off.
That went into the crowd behind us.
A group of kids back there tossing around volleyballs and footballs. They were kind of oblivious as that ball came right towards them. 0-1 the count to Smith. Fouled off again, and no play. 0-2.
Ball, but good hustle there by Munyon.
Yeah, I've noticed that Munyon plays hard at third base. He's had a couple of nice plays as well. Had that one really nice play on a hot shot. That was Jake Wickline in the last inning leading, or 2 innings ago leading off the 4th.
And Landon Sinclair is back, re-entered back to shortstop.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. 0-2 the count to Landon Smith. As Ryder taking his time, Smith calls timeout. Landon Smith steps back in, and here's the pitch. Taken low, 1-2. 1-2 to Smith.
Yep, 2 innings to go, Brian. Looking good thus far.
Fouled away. As that was the knuckle curve, and he was able to get around on it and foul it off. One thing I've noticed about Ryder, he has a tendency to take his glove off after every pitch, and they throw the ball back to him, and sometimes he just knocks it down with his glove in his hand and then bends over and picks it up. Never seen that before. There's the 0-2 pitch, fouled off, back, straight again.
Just don't hit the white Bronco.
It would take a heck of a foul ball to get clear.
Yeah,
over
I think we're safe. I parked there the other Tuesday.
0-2 the count remains. And this one popped up in play. Second baseman, catch made.
Shackard with the catch.
Shackard, yep. Pop out 4. 1 away, and Jake Wickline. Now, Jake Wickline's had 2 hard hit balls. Both of them have been fielded. One thrown away for an error, and then one of them a fantastic play by Cade Munyon at third base, and Jake's last at bat on a hard hit shot outside on the first pitch. Wyatt Smith on deck, and then top of the order, Zach Thomas. Top of the 6th inning, 4-0 Tornadoes. And this one's tagged yet again, straight to center field. But Dawson James had to take a couple steps in, and that was it. Fly out 8 as Jake Wickline has hit the ball hard in his first game that we've seen back from injury.
3 straight at bats.
Wyatt Smith struck out in the 2nd, walked and was picked off in the 4th. Now 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Fouled away. 0-1 the count. Wyatt Smith, 0 for 1 with a walk. Strike called. Is that one knee high? Beautiful pitch. One thing I've noticed, this home plate umpire has a very tall and short strike zone. Gives them a lot of verticality, but not much on the corners. And this one fouled off towards right field. Count stays 0-2. Foul balls coming in. Here we go. Now they've got four balls. Home plate umpire was out of baseballs. Landon Smith with all them foul balls in the last at bat. And 2 at-bats ago, I should say. And here's Wyatt Smith, 0-2 count, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Fouled out of play yet again. Evan Ryder has gritted his way through 5 2/3 here, 5 2/3 innings. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. 8th strikeout of the game for Evan Ryder, and that'll do it in the top of the 5th. No runs, or top of the 6th, I should say. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is 4-0 Tornadoes over Panthers here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Robin Fowler Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
Thank our sponsors as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Home National Bank, Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent with offices in Middleport and Gallipolis. And the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 in Pomeroy. Thank you so much for your support of Meigs County Baseball and softball.
All right, it'll be 2, 3, 4 batters here for the Panthers. Aiden Ball, Zane Ball, Dawson James.
Now this is inning right here, Brian. If we can get through this one,
yeah,
they'll be in the bottom part of their order.
Yeah, this is one where Loudermilk wants to buckle down and get some outs. Here's the first pitch, taken high, ball 1 to Aiden Ball. Aiden Ball is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Swing and a miss, evens it up at 1-1.
Fastball on the outside part of the plate.
We've seen a lot of swings and misses for Brandon Loudermilk today, Rick.
Well, it's that location. I mean, it's knee high about every pitch, and inside and outside. There's another one just missed outside, but knee high once again.
2-1.
That's a tough pitch to hit, especially when you're hitting corners.
And this one hit hard to right field. And Wyatt Smith can't make the play.
So that will be an E9. That was right in his glove. Should have been caught.
Sounded good off the bat, but that's one where you say maybe the wind kind of knocked it down, but now I'm looking, the flag isn't really moving.
Well, there's a wall out there, Brian, where the fence goes up, and it says 335, but to get it over that, you'd have to hit it 355 probably to get it over it.
So E9 puts a runner on first base.
He had plenty of room and was right in his glove, just it wouldn't stick.
Zane Ball with a ground out to shortstop and a strikeout. He's 0 for 2. Throw to first, not in time. 4-0. Tornadoes leading. In the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch outside.
Boy, if that throw would have been on the button,
yeah,
that would have been very, very close.
He would have had a shot. Yeah, he was leaning for sure.
Put him in the foul territory on the throw.
1-0 the count to Zane Ball, with Aiden Ball leading off first. Strike right over the heart of the plate. 1-1. Dawson James on deck. Isaiah Witt in the hole for the Panthers. Trying to climb back in this one. And a base hit back up the middle. And this is going to put runners on.
Oh, no. Don't throw it to third.
And now the runner's going to move to second, but they've got him. Oh, wow.
He was out.
He was out. The call's made, yeah. Okay, so a single up the middle for Zane Ball. He's later thrown out trying to take second. Aiden Ball heads to third. That was a pretty cut and dry play. That was not a close play at second base. So now a runner on third with one out. And Dawson James, the batter, he is 0 for 2.
Surprised he threw it to third. You want to keep the runner off of second base. And they did. They just did it a different way than I expected.
First pitch taken high, ball 1. Laudermill in the 6th inning here. And you just wonder, we always talk in this part of the game, how much is left in the tank. 2-0 to Dawson
Well,
James.
you're in the meat of the order, and this is the inning. Can't give up any more than one run in this inning. You have the bottom part of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th.
Fouled off. And the count 2-1.
This is Dawson James in the 4 spot.
Yeah. Runner on third with one out. And in foul ball.
And he dropped it. Should have had that.
So that'll go for a strike.
I saw the tail end of it. Looked like he could have caught it. What do you think, Josh? Could he cut that one?
Couldn't see it. 2-2 now the count to Dawson James. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout.
Big strikeout right there.
And that is the 7th strikeout for Laudermill. And yeah, his strikeouts have come at very opportune times.
The catcher, number 8,
Swinging strikeout of Dawson James, and Isaiah Witt now with 2 outs and that runner on third base. He struck out to end the 1st and grounded out to the pitcher to end the 4th. Runner on third now with 2 outs. Strike called. Cade Munyon on deck should Witt reach. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 as that one locked him up. He thought about swinging.
That was a dandy.
0-2. Laudermill 1 pitch away from getting out of another jam. Taken low. 1-2.
That's a good 0-2 pitch.
Witt not biting on the low pitch. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, thought about it, didn't. Yep. Taken high, 2-2.
Definitely high ball.
Yeah. 2-2. Laudermill trying to bear down and record this third out. And overthrows. Throw to third, and he's off the base and picked off.
He called.
As the pitch will end the inning. And so Isaiah Witt will lead off the next inning. And that'll do it. So for the Panthers, no runs, 1 hit. Let's see, 1 error, nobody left on. And we'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Score remains 4-0. Southern over Clay on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
Rick Asherall with Brian Allen, and 1 inning to go. Top of the 7th inning. Southern leads to 4-0. And talk about breaks. Southern's cutting every one of them. Was it 2 pickoffs in that inning, wasn't there? That 2nd and 3rd.
Right, they threw him out trying to advance to 2nd on the throw from center to 3rd. Yep. Yeah, and then you get to pick off on 3rd base to end it. Yep. And one thing I told you in between, the pitches come in and the Clay base runners don't head back to the base. You typically see, okay, the pitch is in, I'm going to take a step or 2 back to the base. But the Panthers haven't, and Griffin Thomas is making those snap throws down the line. He's had a couple of those, one at first base, one at third base. And that was a game-changing play, getting the third out on the base paths. So 2 outs there for the Panthers recorded on the base paths at second base and then at third base.
Yep.
And Brandon Laudermilk, to his credit as well, got the big strikeout for the second out and put himself in position for that play to be made for the third out. This knuckle curve hammered into center field for a single. Hard hit ball by Zach Thomas.
Good way to start the inning.
And gotta get it in the right inning.
Carson
here.
Ryder at the plate. Will Smith on deck, or Griff Thomas on deck.
Carson Ryder, Griff Thomas, and Will Smith would bat next. Carson Ryder is 1 for 2 with a fly out, a single, a run scored, and a walk.
And now Ryder steps out, starts motioning quickly down first baseline. And now the home plate umpire walking that direction. Not sure what is going on out there. Something.
We don't have a courtesy runner, do we? Did we get a change defensively? They're looking through the...
I think he maybe questioned what we questioned early in the ballgame as far as how Coach Wickline had written out the lineup.
Oh, yeah, we talked
I thought he
about
questioned
this.
that early in the ballgame.
Yeah,
And
Carson Ryder, well.
Home plate umpire's got his scorecard out. And this is correct. Zach Thomas led off, and now it's Carson Ryder, so everything's right.
Carson Ryder, the batter. Griffin Thomas on deck. Will Smith in the hole. Top of the 7th inning, Tornadoes leading 4-0, looking for more. Runner on first with nobody out. Takes a strike as Thomas heads to second, and goodness gracious, the throw sails over. But so stolen base for Thomas.
I just noticed the electronic device that the catcher's wearing so he can hear the, evidently getting the
Okay,
pitch.
The pitch, yeah.
From his coach. First time I've ever seen that.
Put in play. Second baseman's going to charge it, make the throw.
Boy, really surprised the runner, Zach Thomas, did not advance to third on a ground ball to the right side. That's just a given. You take off on that.
4-3 on the putout. Thomas remains at second, and Griffin Thomas will bat. Zach Thomas, I should say, remaining at second.
And
And
they're
they're
going
going to
to
intentionally
intentional walk.
Okay. So Griffin Thomas intentionally walked, and that will be the third walk by Evan Ryder, who is out here trying to go the distance on the pitcher's mound for the Panthers. First and second with 1 out. Will Smith swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Will Smith 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He's really wanting to put one in play here, if nothing else, to move the base runner. Oh, and 1 the count. Swing and a miss again. Now 0-2.
And they've got 1 ball, 1 strike on the scoreboard, Brian.
Yeah, it's definitely 0-2 because he swung at both pitches.
Right.
He can't get a ball when the batter
agree.
swings. Fouled away. Count stays 0-2. Now they're saying 1-2.
Yeah, they had it incorrect when I mentioned it. We all struggle at times.
0-2. One out, runner on second. Will Smith takes time. Now he's ready.
Base runners at first and second. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Tornadoes lead at 4-0.
Ryder with the pitch, taken high. 1-2.
If he'd have went to third on the ground ball to the second base, Thomas probably would have got pitched to.
Yeah, that's possible. And a swinging strikeout. Strikeout number 9 for Ryder. And now Brandon Laudermill will bat with 2 outs. Runner on first, runner on second. Brandon Laudermill, the batter. He is 0 for 2. Reached on a walk and scored a run in the second. And then reached on an error, but was doubled up on the fly out by Hunter Jarrell. 4-0 Tornadoes leading. This one outside, another nice play. Isaiah Witt has done a phenomenal job behind the plate tonight.
Yeah, that was a nice stop there, because both base runners would have moved up had he not made that great play.
1-0 the count, 2 outs. High, 2-0. Hunter Jarrell on deck. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles and an RBI. Throw to first, not in time. Griffin Thomas back easily.
Six, 7, 8, 9, I believe, in the bottom of the 7th, Brian, for Clay.
Strike called. And 5, yes, because Witt will be the batter. He'll resume his at bat
After
from
the
the
pickoff.
pickoff.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So 5, 6, 7.
Pick off at third to end the inning.
Taken low, 3-1. And boy, a walk here would load the bases for Hunter Jarrell, who has swung a good bat in this one.
Yes, he has.
And even his fly out to right field was a well-hit ball. So this one's hit to deep left
That's well hit.
field. And they're going to settle under and make the catch. Zane Ball, excuse me. Fly out 7, nice play. And that'll do it. So for the Tornadoes, they score no runs off of 1 hit, a walk, and 2 left on base. And here we go, bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance here for the Panthers. 4-0 Tornadoes leading here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Welcome back to Total Media Sports on YouTube.
6-7 batters for the Panthers, as they need to score at least 4 runs in this one to keep her going. And it'll be Isaiah Witt resuming his at bat, as he had a 2-2 count on the pickoff to end the inning. So he'll start back in with an 0-0 count. So Witt, Munyon, and Shackert.
5, 6, and 7.
As Brandon Laudermill tries to go the distance as well. We saw Ryder was able to hang in there. 7 innings of 4-run ball, and really he had he gave up a single run in the second, 3 runs in the third, with, of course, the big hit being the 2 RBI triple from Griffin Thomas. And as you mentioned, just a lot of nickel and dime plays, you know, just little balls off the end of the bat, bunt, base hits, infield singles, but they all count the same. So Tornadoes with 4 runs off of all that. First pitch taken for strike 1 from Isaiah Witt. Isaiah Witt is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Strike called. 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count to Witt. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. It's a 3-pitch strikeout.
2 outs to go.
8 strikeouts in the game, 2 in a row, going back to the last inning. Cade Munyon, the batter. Single and a strikeout. And some nice plays at third base as well for Cade Munyon in this one. First pitch low and outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike right over the heart of the plate. 1-1 the count. Shackard on deck. Corey Williams, should Munyon or Shackard reach. 1-1 the count here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Taken high, 2-1.
And right now they have Portsmouth Clay with only 2 hits in the ball game.
I've got them with 4 hits.
Okay, those were those errors or those
strike called.
Those questionable calls.
Everything's
we gave
unofficial.
Infield hits. We gave infield.
Yeah,
infield hits too.
Everything's unofficial, so you know I've got 4 hits. They've got 2.
Final score is what's important.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly right.
We'll get the final score right.
2-2 the count to Cade Munyon. Laudermill back on the mound. He's ready to go. Outside, count runs full at 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Put in the play and up or down to third base. Throw over and safe is the call. Infield single for Cade Munyon.
Second baseman, number 4, Aiden Shackard.
Infield single. Munyon at first with 1 out. Shackard the batter. Shackard struck out in the 2nd and then was hit by a pitch in the 5th and later gunned down at home. That was the play by Landon Smith at shortstop, making the throw home as the Tornadoes were thought to be willing to concede the run there, but they did not.
7-hole hitter.
Strike right there for the first pitch. As Laudermill has gotten ahead of a number of batters 0-2 and just, not able to retire a few of those batters. This one taken high, 1-1 to count. I've got 8 strikeouts for Laudermill thus far through 6 1/3. Strike right there. 1-2 as Laudermill spotting the fastball well. 2 of these 3 pitches.
Want to concentrate on the batter, Brian, getting that 2nd out, the runner at first. Not going to hurt you.
Fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Yeah, you would say the tying run is in the hole for the Panthers, right? It's Corey Williams on deck. And Landon Sinclair would be the tying run, the 9-hole hitter in the hole. And here's the pitch. Oh, just missed.
It just missed outside. You can see
2-2.
Griff Thomas's glove drift out to the left-handed batter's box.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Out it to left field.
Cooper Diddle.
And Cooper Diddle makes the catch. We were saying he wasn't
getting
any action in this game.
That was a big one right there.
Standing out in left field, but he makes a nice play. And so fly out 7.
First attempt at a put out, and he got it.
And Corey Williams will represent the last chance here for the Panthers with 2 outs. Runner on first, 2 outs. Corey Williams 0 for 2, reached on an error.
And he is the 8-hole hitter.
Swing and a miss for strike one.
Right fielder number 12, Corey Williams.
0-1 the count. 4-0 Tornadoes leading as Laudermill tries to put this one away. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the Panthers now down to their last strike. Corey Williams, 0-2 the count. Swung on and missed, and that'll do it. 9th strikeout of the game will end the contest. And so for the Panthers in that inning, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base, and that's going to finish.
Do you need a break to figure out, Brian?
I think I can tabulate it here really quickly.
All right, welcome to the Robin Fowler postgame show. Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent with offices in Middleport and Gallipolis. Brian will give you the hitting for both teams and the other thing he comes up with. Well, I remind everybody that Southern will play South Webster at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning at the VA Paints Stadium there in Chillicothe. We'll be there for that one. And we'll also be bringing you the Eastern Manchester-Huntington game. Eastern pulls it out in the bottom of the 7th inning to win it, and they'll play the winner of the Huntington-Manchester game, which is the second game in South Point, which is probably just about starting at this time. So, Brian?
All right, so for the Clay Panthers, they end up with no runs on 5 hits. Individual batters, Evan Ryder with a single, Aiden Ball with a single, Zane Ball with a single. Moving along here, Cade Munyon with 2 singles. Aiden Shackert reached on a hit batsman, and that'll do it for the Panthers. Now for the Tornadoes, they score 4 runs off of 7 hits. Individual batting for the Tornadoes, Zach Thomas with 2 singles, a stolen base, and a run scored. Carson Ryder with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Griffin Thomas with a 2 RBI triple, a run scored, and a single, and also was intentionally walked. Brandon Laudermill with a walk and a run scored. Hunter Jarrell, 2 singles and an RBI. Let's see, Jake Wickline reaching on an error, and Wyatt Smith reaching on a walk. And so that'll do it for the Tornadoes. 4 runs on 7 hits. And they move on to play Saturday morning. It was one of those weird games, Rick, where, Southern just had a lot of little numbers and infield singles, bunts, and that sort of thing.
Everything went their way for the most part.
They did what they had to do. They put 4 runs across the board. Brandon Laudermill goes 7 innings, shutout ball. He ends the game with 9 strikeouts. Evan Ryder for the Clay Panthers goes 7 innings as well. Or excuse me, no, he would have went 6 innings, and he ended up with 9 strikeouts also. Or no, he did go 7 innings. That's right, he went 7. So yeah, 9 strikeouts for both pitchers, and Brandon Laudermill just made the pitches and the plays when base runners were on. He had those 2 catches on line drives hit right back to him that were both big plays. And
pitched a great ball game. The Southern defense was there for him all night long. We want to thank our sponsors, Home National Bank, also Robin Fowler State Farm agent in Middleport, with offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles there in Pomeroy, Area 2171. Thank you for your support of Meigs County baseball and softball. We want to thank our camera operator, Josh Schmidt, and our video operator, Julian Villarreal. And for Brian Allen, I'm Rick Ash. God bless you, and have a great tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.